What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Tonight, we are going to do our bet episode for UFC 292, Sterling versus O'Malley. If you're new to this channel or if you're looking for breakdowns and predictions, go earlier in the week. We gave you our thorough breakdowns. This is strictly a bet for each fight. We've done more diligence throughout the week, so we're going to give you a bet for every single fight on the card. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. First fight of the night, we got Marina Moroz versus Carini Silva. Sorry. I still like Carini Silva. I know Moroz holds a win over her, but that was 9 years ago. I think Silva is going to be probably better everywhere. So I expect her to be on top, and I do like Silva. I think she's going to get it done potentially inside the distance, but I think money line, it's not going to be a big bet for me anyways. What do you think?
I like Silva too. I know they did fight 9 years ago. I know she subbed her from bottom. If you actually look at that fight, Silva was taking her down and stuff, and she was on top. So I don't say anything. I think one's gotten better and one's just been a generalist the whole time. I mean, I know that she's tough, but she has those pitter patter punches. I think Silva walks through them per se. I do not like the overs. I do think if Silva wins, it's going to be inside the distance. That's my only fear, and that's why this is not on my top ticket or anything like that. My only fear is that she finishes her fights quickly, and what happens if someone shows resistance? We don't really know. I do like where she is in terms of her career trajectory versus Moroz's career trajectory, and that's why I pick Silva. Moneyline is probably the only thing I do. If I get cold-hearted on that one, I might just go do the under. I do like the under as well.
All right, moving on. We got Andrea Lee versus Natalia Silva. Silva's a big favorite, probably rightfully so, but you know what? Andrea Lee is very tough. She's never been knocked out, and Silva's a striker. So if you're looking for a bet for this fight, I don't love the huge money line favorite bet. It's just the value's not there. So I like the overs, and I know even that the value's not great. But if you're looking for a bet for that fight, my bet would be over 1.5, probably over 2.5 if you want to push that value further. Or maybe even Natalia Silva decision. Like I know she's been finishing everybody. I'm not so sure she's going to finish Andrea Lee, but this fight's not making my tickets. That's just the plays that I would pick. What do you think?
I think Silva wins, but I also think this fight is way closer than these odds are predicting that they are. Goes the distance is minus 165. That's a really good look. Therefore, you don't need to pick a winner. And like you said, Lee's tough. She probably should go the distance. You got to remember how, aside from the submission, how she's been finishing these fights. Natalia Silva, you know what I mean? Kick to the ribs in the against Blaza in the last round. She took Jasmine, couldn't finish Jasmine. I feel like Andrea Lee and Jasmine Jasudavicius are almost the same sort of toughness or sort of fighter. Jasmine, I would say, has better wrestling, but not that Andrea doesn't have some grappling chops of her own as well. I feel like her striking is technical enough, but just not as good as the younger, faster Natalia Silva. So plus 115 is not a bad look on decision. And you can hedge all this with a plus 450 on Lee by decision for a sprinkle if you're going to bet the other two sides, because plus 450, you only have to put a fiver to just get your money back on bets, just because I think this goes the distance 1000%.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's gonna be drawn out. Andrea Lee is tough, so I think it's gonna get drawn out. Moving on, we got Gerald Meerschardt versus Andre Petroski. I like Petroski, and I'm tempted to say that he knocks him out. Like I don't think he's gonna submit Gerald Meerschardt. So I mean, it's either Meerschardt catches a choke, so you're on the Meerschardt submission, or you're on Petroski, either decision or knockout. I don't think he's going to sub him, like I said. Give me Petroski. Again, it's a fight I don't think is going to make my tickets, but I like the Petroski money line, and I wouldn't blame a Petroski knockout prop. What do you think?
So there is a nice little method of victory double chance here. Petroski by KO or decision plus 170. That's a good look, right? Because like you said, I don't see him submitting GM3. And if he gets on top of him, he's just going to ground and pound him, to be honest with you, right?
Sorry, did you just say plus 170?
Plus 170, Andre Petroski, KO TKO, DQ, or decision. Double chance.
That's a great prop.
Yeah, man.
You're taking a favorite into plus money by the 2 ways he's going to win.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, I completely agree. No submission on Jared Meerschardt at all. Then you don't have to play that minus 225 juiced line on Petroski, which I think he's the better wrestler. I think he's the more powerful striker. I'm not discounting that Gerald doesn't have a jab or his striking hasn't gotten better over the years, but I think he gets affected by these power punches quite bad. But a good look for Gerald is the plus 1400 for the round 3 finish, because in the case that Petroski does gas, because he does gas, I would say he gasses. I wouldn't say he completely like falls off the cliff, but he gasses. Plus 1400 in the round 3. Yeah, and we know GM3 can finish in round 3, folks. All he does is knees your neck. So there's some good props here. I like that one I told you the first, plus 170. I'm probably going to hit that one for a small little sprinkle.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I love that prop. I didn't see that myself. And like you said, if Gerald's going to win, it's going to be late because he gasses. So I think you covered that fight perfectly. Moving on, we got a very late addition to the card. We got Cody Gibson versus Brad Katona. There's no props out yet, so this is a tough one to even really say what bets we like. I do favor Katona, but I think I favor him because he's durable. He has very good cardio, so I think he's going to outlast him. But like I said, no props. I think this fight will go long. I think it's probably going to the scorecards. But again, there's no props. So give me Katona, and I would like the overs here, but I don't know what they are. What do you think?
I favor Katona slightly, but the line seems a little bit juiced too much for Katona at minus 175. I don't favor him that much. I do like him, though, as the better fighter. Cody Gibson's got a good ground game, some good grappling. The issue is, if you did watch the fucking Ultimate Fighter, he hurt his knee. And I don't know how he's come back from that. And it's obviously they're not going to put it out to the social media or media how his knee is feeling. They don't want to let anything go. So, I mean, there is an injury risk there. They're both grapplers. So, in the scrambles, you step wrong and that knee gives out, and there you go. TKO, slipped on a banana peel. So, yeah, I mean, I think the whole fight's a pass, but right now I lean Katona a little bit. I'd like to see some props. I do like the fight going a little bit longer, but again, the knee injury scares me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not playing this fight, period. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a bet, that would be my bet, but it's not making my ticket. Even the next fight, it's not making my ticket. So moving on, we have the Ultimate Fighter Championship, Chandler versus Chandler. Both his guys are in the finals. We got Kurt Holobaugh versus Austin Hubbard. And this is another fight. I'm not going to play it. I could see a path for either of them winning this fight. I think I'm favoring Hubbard now, to be honest, but I think it's another long fight. Like I like this fight over 1.5 for sure. I think over 2.5 most likely. Like I think this is going to be a decision. Like I don't think there's going to be a submission. I think I like Hubbard late and the overs, but it's a fight I won't be playing personally. What do you think?
I don't like the way Austin Hubbard fights, to be honest with you.
I don't like either of them.
I don't like the way he fights. He's notorious for losing rounds to bad fighters. I wouldn't say Kurt Holobaugh is a great fighter either. Don't get me wrong, but like he lost to Dakota Bush. I believe he lost the first round to him. I believe he lost the first round to Max Roshkoff. I believe both these guys are not in the UFC anymore, and neither is Austin Hubbard. There's good reason why. I mean, but he does come with pressure. He did, I believe he fought Marco Madsen and won that third round against him, lost the fight because he lost the wrestling battle in the first two. But yeah, he doesn't give up. I'll give him that. I mean, if you're going to play Holobaugh, you're going to have play him by TKO at plus 300, or you play him by decision plus 425. If we think this is going to go long, then play him by decision. Chances are Holobaugh wins that first round. And if you're on the Austin Hubbard side, a live bet on Hubbard is not bad. He does come through, but he's always in danger of losing the first two, and then just his cardio is pretty good. I'll give him that much. This is not going to make my card though.
No, it's a pass for sure.
1000%.
Okay, moving on. We got Gregory Rodrigues versus Dennis Tiuliulin or Tiuliulin, however you want to pronounce it. Listen, guys, if you watched my earlier video, we said, or I said for sure that I like the Dennis KO prop, and I still do, and I'm sure I'm getting a lot of backlash for it. Listen, Gregory Rodrigues is the better fighter. He is. I just think when he loses, it's by knockout. He is hitting a hard hitter. Maybe not a one-punch knockout guy. He kind of more overwhelms you or pours it on you, but still, I still see Dennis with the chance. Is this a parlay piece? Absolutely not. Like, this is a small underdog stab for me. I am going to be stabbing Dennis by knockout, but it's a small piece. Like, it's not some high confident pick, but I just think RoboCop's kind of chinny. I don't think he's as good as everybody else thinks. He's susceptible to getting hit on the chin. And yeah, so I'm going to be stabbing the dog by knockout here for a single underdog shot. What about you?
I know we caught some flack for saying that Tiuliulin might win, but it's not Tiuliulin might win. It's more like Gregory Rodrigues might not fight the right game plan to win, right? And if there's a fucking great path to victory here, it's grapple this guy down to the ground. He's shown in more than one occasion that he cannot defend a rear naked choke. And Gregory, use your BJJ and your exceptional grappling skills and put this man out. If I knew that he was going to do that, this would be a lock. Right? So this fight overall at minus 350 is a pass on the Gregory side. The only way to play it is under, which is juice to the tits at minus 650, or you play the prop that you're going to play by plus 325 KO, because even the Gregory inside the distance is minus 225. There is a double chance of decision and submission at plus 170. You could do that, but you're still, there's still a lot of juice left there. So I am passing this fight because I can't trust Gregory Rodriguez's fight IQ. I could sprinkle the dog, but I don't know if I'm going to get there. I just don't know if I'm going to get there. This fight's a wash. If I knew how this guy fought, if I knew how he fought, it'd be better. But like, this guy wants to strike with Jung Young Park and not get taken down. And you know what I mean? Like, whatever. His IQ just bugs me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right, moving on. We got the last prelim of the night. I think this is going to be a pretty good, exciting fight. I think we got Chris Weidman, the former middleweight champion, versus Brad Tavares. Weidman's coming back after that pretty brutal leg injury, similar to Anderson Silva's. I guess that's karma. And we got Brad Tavares. Now, I know I'm going to probably catch flack again for this, but I think Brad Tavares wins by knockout. And now some people are going to say, well, that's not too hard to predict, whatever. But if you look at Tavares' record, he has a ton of fights. He only has 2 knockouts in his life. So people are going to say, no, he's not going to knock him out. He's not a big puncher. I don't think it matters that if he's a big puncher or not, because Chris Weidman is a notorious gasser. And he's been chinned so many times lately. And he's coming back off this layoff. I think this is a Brad Tavares knockout. I know the value is not great. So I mean, to me, there's 2 ways you play this fight. For me, it's either the Tavares knockout or Tavares double chance. He's not going to submit Chris Weidman, so you could go the knockout or decision. But like in my head, I'm just over and over and over, I'm telling myself, Weidman has no gas. He's not going 3 rounds. Even if he wins that first round because he utilizes his grappling or whatever, I still think he's going to gas and he's going to get chinned. And Weidman has a way of like getting into these stupid firefights, like pushing a pace or like that he shouldn't push. So I don't see this being some slow, methodical fight where he's taking his time. Like I think they're going to go right after it, and I think Weidman's going to get knocked out. So I like Brad Tavares by knockout. That's just me. What do you think?
I see it a little bit different. I see this fight long and drawn out, to be honest with you. I see that he's going to try to wrestle fuck him. Okay, so Brad's got, 14 victories or something in the UFC, and like 13 of them are by the fucking decision, right? So like, I'm just going to play numbers here. And the fact that he doesn't like push a pace, it kind of irks me, right? Like if you push the pace on Weidman, I think Weidman is the guy that's going to push the pace. To be honest with you, I'm pretty close to to jump in on a Weidman just decision prop at plus 500. I don't see him knocking him out. I mean, maybe the submission. Is Brad Tavares that bad? He's been looking pretty bad lately, to be honest with you. He is the ultimate gatekeeper. If you can't beat Brad Tavares, you can't get into the upper echelon of the division because he's never made I think he's been fighting here for like over 10 years and he's never made the top 10. But he's always had a job. Well, that's because he's a good gatekeeper for the top 15, I would say, to be honest with you. So I'm not saying Weidman's in that form. I'm not saying, but at their peaks, Weidman had the skills to win this fight. I think the grappling, you could probably see it from the first round. You know what I mean? How this fight's going to go. If he's able to take him down, he might just hug him, lay and pray him for the whole thing, you know? Listen, I'm not taking bad for this. Minus 275. Fuck that. Minus 200 for the double chance of that you said. That's crap too. Inside
what is it? What's the double chance?
Minus 200. The KO and decision.
What's the straight knockout prop?
I don't have it up right now. Straight
or like inside
plus 120. It's so gross, man.
That's not bad, man.
Man, you got to give you more juice. For a guy that hasn't knocked anybody out ever, give me more juice, please.
Dude, he went tooth and nail with Rodrigues. Like that fight could have went either way. Tooth and nail, and even in his last knockout loss, Bruno Silva, was it Bruno Silva or Brendan Al? Bruno Silva, I think.
Silva, yeah.
Buddy, that was still back and they were both landing. Like Chris Weidman can't take those shots. Chris Weidman does not have gas. This guy is a mouth breather by the end of the first round. Weidman.
We haven't seen him in 2 years.
When's the last time Weidman went the distance? Fucking gasol him that he was able to hold gasol down. I don't see it. I think this is. I don't know why. Right now, maybe it's the beers talking here, but I feel very confident. Tavares is gonna fucking knock him out.
I'm not putting him on a parlay. I'm too scared. I don't trust him. I'm gonna sprinkle plus 500. That's what I'm gonna do. Weidman decision. This is his last hurrah, and then he fucking hangs him up in the cage after he beats the gatekeeper.
See, that's another thing. I always respect your opinion. He's so fucking dumb. I don't think he'd retire. Like he'd be like, "I'm back. I'm ready for a title."
Oh shot. No! You mean
that's how Weidman says dumb shit, man. Even if you watch him like commentating and analyzing fights,
this has got to be the Robbie Lawler thing, man. This has got to be just like Robbie. You know what I mean? Come back, you win your fight, and you get the fuck out of here. That's. We're spending too much time on Chris Weidman, but I do think he has the skills to win this fight. I do think he does, but I'm not big on this fight.
Okay. Sorry, guys. My bad. The beers are talking there. All right, guys. Moving on to the main card. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. First fight of the main card, we got Marlon Chito Vera versus Pedro Munhoz. If you guys have watched my videos in the past, or our videos, in the past, I've always been a Vera hater. Like full disclosure, I don't like him. I don't get the big hype around him. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's exciting. I don't like him. Pedro Munhoz, another guy I don't like at all. I don't like Pedro Munhoz. I find him incredibly boring. So to me, we got 2-point fighters here. We have a fight that's going the cards. I like all the overs. And if I was to pick a winner, I would be stabbing the dog because I think his volume is there. And if he wrestles, I think he could win if he wrestles. He might not wrestle, so he might lose, full disclosure or whatever. But at the odds, how wide they are, I don't mind the Pedro Munhoz decision prop at all. But I like all the overs. What do you think?
Let's put it this way. I think Cheeto's already starting down round one, right? The way I'm looking at this fight, it's already 1-0 Pedro Munhoz going into on Saturday. So that's the way I look at it. Because the Chito Vera loses round one notoriously. And the last fight, he didn't show any urgency. I don't even know how the hell that was a split decision with Corey Sandhagen. That makes zero sense to me. No. I don't know. It was Chris Lee or Sal D'Amato or one of them fools that did that. But that wasn't a split decision. That should have been 50-45, 49-46 at the worst. I like Pedro here because Marlon, we've broken this down before. Marlon is a moment winner. He won that fight against Rob, and he won that previous fight by knocking down the guy that has outstruck him. You know what I mean? If you knock someone down after you outstruck him, the aggressiveness and the striking, that takes precedence over the 265 strikes that Rob fought through. But think about that: 265 strikes to 100 and whatever that Marlon Vera threw. But it was the 3 knockdowns at the end of each round. That's what the judges see. Is he knocking down Pedro Munhoz? This guy has an iron chin. Cheeto has an iron chin. The overs are live. The decision prop is live. And I just think it's out voluming, just like you said. This is just going to be a leg kicking barrage.
Yeah, I think it's a single stab on the dog. It's not a parlay piece for me.
Well, no, maybe a small little one with a bunch of dogs that I like, but yeah. But that's a dog I really like. See how I can't get to tiuliulin? I can get to Pedro Munhoz, right? That's the whole difference there. I can get to Munhoz, but I can't. I just can't get to tiuliulin. Even though I think he might have a chance, I just can't get there.
Fair enough. Moving on, we got Mario Bautista versus Damon Blackshear. Damon's coming back. He fought last weekend, 7 days ago. Obviously, he looked great. He scored a twister, hell of a submission. You don't see I think there's only 3 in UFC history, so that was pretty cool to see. This fight's tricky because Bautista's a finisher, 100%, and Damon is tough. I don't think Blackshear is going to get submitted. I don't think. Is it possible? Like, I think this fight might be like a battle for top position, or like, is there a world where Bautista knocks him out? Maybe, but I like all the overs here. Like, I think this is I think it's going the distance, or it's going to go late. It's not going to touch any of my tickets, to be perfectly honest, but I like the overs. Give me over. I don't know honestly, I don't know what the odds are right in front of me. Over 1.5 conservative, over 2.5 if you want more value, because I do think this is going to probably go the distance. What do you think?
I think he goes the distance too. So Bautista's won his last 3 by submission. I don't think there's a world where he takes down Blackshear and submits him. Maybe takes him down, but I don't think he's going to submit the BJJ black belt there. And to be honest with you, I've been looking at both of them. Pretty good wrestling on the Bautista side, but Damon, he showed once again that he has dominant grappling, a good dominant grappling. Mind you, he hasn't been fighting the best of the best, and neither has Mario Bautista. And I feel like his volume, it's not quite there. And I also feel like if this stays on the feet, I think Bautista, I favor him on the feet, but I don't think it does stay on the feet. I know Blackshear. I've seen him fight 3 times in the last, half year at least, maybe more. But he goes to his grappling. He unlike Gregory Rodrigues, where I'm like, oh, I don't know if he's going to grapple. I know Damon's going to try and grapple, and if he takes him down, I can see him on top. I can see him winning the grappling exchanges. And if he does get on top, how do we know? I don't know what Mario Bautista's submission defense is like. I've seen Damon fight and be like, take it down, be like in bad spots and be resilient through them. Mario Bautista, the one time I think, was it Trevin Jones that knocked him out and he won the first round? I think it was Trevin Jones. Yeah, Trevin Jones knocked him out. And you know what the funny part about it? It's minus 225 right now. And when I believe if we go back and look at those odds on best fight odds online, he was about a minus 225 when he was fighting Trevin Jones. I thought it was a lock. I don't think this is a lock. I'm probably going to leave it off my parlays because it's a scary fight, and I might stab Blackshear because I think the grappling is live.
To me, it's a pick 'em. I can't believe it's minus 200. Like, I don't think Bautista's that great. Like, yes, he's a finisher, but he's not fought anybody, really.
Damon gets a bad rap, right? So, because he came from Bellator, he lost there, and then he came here. He looked like a gasser. But you know what? The guy looks like he's rounding at the form. Let's put it this way: that he's fighting a lot, he's fighting frequently, and he's looking better each time, right? Bautista as well. Don't get me wrong. So you're basically putting prospect against prospect here. So this is a lot closer than plus 187 or whatever. I think they're going to go tooth and nail to a decision. So I'm hoping we get something nice for both sides on the decision. I can make something on both. So let's go.
All right. Moving on, we got the featured fight. We got Neil Magny versus Ian Machado Garry. I think this is a slam dunk Ian Garry win. The problem is he's minus 500. So, I mean, yeah, you could add him to parlays for like a parlay boost, but you never want to get I don't think you're going to get busted. So I don't think he's going to bust you. but it's just such crap value. And then you're like, does he knock him out? I think he's very live for a knockout, but uh, again, do I want to parlay a Garry knockout? I don't know. What I do know is Magny looked terrible last fight. That fight could have went either way. Like Rowe could have won that fight. Like it was very, very close.
I thought Rowe won.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bet Magny. I had a big Magny decision ticket, and I thought Rowe won.
Exactly. He looked terrible. So on the feet, Garry, huge advantage. And you know what? Garry actually is an underrated grappler. Like he's not some BJJ specialist or something like that, but he's very good at staying on his feet. And Neil Magny by no means is Neil Magny some amazing wrestler. Magny's good at grinding. He's good. He's got decent submissions if he can get on top of you, but he's not like some D1 American wrestler who's going to power you to the ground. So he's not going to get the takedowns here. So his only chance is to wall install, and I don't think he's going to be able to wall install Ian Garry. So Ian Garry all day. He is on some of my parlays. But again, the minus 500, I get it. It's shit. So now you're risking. Do you want the Ian Garry knockout? Magny's pretty tough, pretty durable. What do you think? Like, do you like Garry just money line, or do you like the knockout? What do you think?
I mean, Magny was notorious for being durable, but lately, his durability looks like it's being tested, and it looks a little shot. First against Shavkat, then against Gilbert. Phil Rowe doesn't really know. He doesn't have the IQ to knock anybody out, so it's all good. You knew that was going to be a grind fest. And like Ian Garry, man, if he comes out anywhere close to what he looked like against Daniel Rodrigues, it's gonna be a short night for Neil Magny because he's gonna get a head kick and he won't know what to do with it. Ian Garry has this propensity of not getting pushed up against a wall. He knows how to keep distance. His worst trait is his striking defense. He can get hit, right? Magny can punch his way out of a wet paper bag.
And his volume sometimes. I wish Garry would throw more sometimes because he has all the skills in the world. Sometimes he drags fights out that I feel like he doesn't need to. But I think he's in the spotlight. He's coming into his confidence is at an all-time high. Like this, he should be looking to put on a performance here.
This man, same thing. I had those qualms about him before, right? But I feel like we talking about blackshear just now. Every fight, Garry we see a little wrinkle in the game unfolded, right? So first fight against Jordan Williams, oh, he's losing a little bit. Then boom, you see the power, right? And then against Song Kanong, oh, there you see the resiliency. You see his grappling is grappling in reverse. His grappling to stay upright. This guy doesn't want to go down and rear naked choke you. This guy wants to pinpoint you like from outside, just like his Conor McGregor, his idol. But anyway, I just there's nothing much to this fight. I don't even like the inside the distance at minus 150. It's scary but I think Magny's durability is shot. So I'm gonna take a shot with the inside the distance. Probably parlay the. I think Ian Garry is a lock here. I don't see Magny winning this fight. I'm sorry, Magny. I bet on Neil Magny all the time. You know I do. Neil Magny by decision is a famous bet of mine. So not this time. I don't think so.
Also, Magny's so freaking boring. So it'll be glorious if he gets knocked out. Personally, I can't stand Neil Magny.
Yeah, he should get knocked out. I mean, I think so. What's he gonna do? He's gonna come after him, try to push him up, and then he's gonna get countered.
Yep,
that's what I think. But
moving on, we got the co-main event. We got Weili versus Amanda Lemos. This is it looks kind of like a striker versus striker, except Weili Zhang is a powerhouse. She's such an athletic beast of a woman that I think she might be smart to grapple here, use some of that wrestling, use that ground game, because I think if she does, the longer this fight goes out, the more I favor Zhang Weili to take over. If she uses all her tools, if she gets the take, I think she can get the takedowns probably at will if she wants to shoot them. But if she plays a firefight striking match, I think Amanda Lemos does have a chance here. So I have Amanda Lemos as a underdog single play by knockout prop, just because I think she's live for it. Am I super confident she wins this fight? Absolutely not. But the value, I think the line is wide. So I have a single on Amanda by knockout. And then my biggest ticket for this whole night, I mean, I don't want to give away my main card prediction, but I think this fight doesn't finish. I don't think Amanda has the gas to go 5 rounds. So I think it's either Amanda by knockout or Zhang Weili, or Weili Zhang, whatever, finishes her. Like, I don't think the fight's going to go that long, to be honest. So I have her I have the under 4.5 round prop, which is actually better value than just Zhang Weili. So I think Zhang Weili is sitting at like minus 350 or something like that. And the under 4.5 is like minus 275. So it covers both sides. I like that better because I think somebody's getting finished here. So I like the under 4.5. And I guess I'll just give you my big ticket for this fight. I got Ian Garry, co-main under 4.5, main under 4.5. 200 pays almost 500. I'm not betting crazy this card, but I like that ticket. Sorry, I shouldn't have even went off track there. Give me the under 4.5 here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the unders. I think it's juiced though, but I mean it's there. That's the path, and I think that's what's going to happen. I do think Wang, first couple rounds is going to be a tough one. She's got to stay safe. But I also think she's the better fighter. I also think the minus 334 is pretty much like she wins this fight 8 times out of 10, maybe even more. Like she does, it's only the one knockout she really has. I know we said that Amanda has a punching chance, but if she's always tired. She tired out against Angela Hill in the 3-round fight. And she's known to start to gas in that 3rd round. You know what I mean? So what happens when this gets to a 4th? I mean, Weili has gone through some fucking bangers with like Joanna, and she looked pretty good into the later part of those fights. So you obviously know she's a better fighter. And I think the grappling, I think she might strike with her for a bit. What the smart thing would do would be grapple in the 1st round, strike in the 2nd and 3rd, and then grapple her after she tires out, right? So that would probably be the best way to attack this. But I like Jane. She's part of my top ticket. And I do like the unders as well. It's Zhang and my boy Aljo. And one more pick. It's either going to be Garry or a round prop, but those are the 3 I liked. I know they're heavy favorites, and I know we'll break the next fight down later. I mean, right now, but yeah.
I actually watched quite a bit of tape this morning. I was off today, and Zhang gets hit a lot. She's not the cleanest striker. She's not. She kind of lunges in with big punches. Like she's a beast, but she gets hit a lot. So it does concern me. I don't think should be a 4-1 favorite here. But I regardless, I think someone's getting finished. So I do like the unders. Like you could even go under 3.5. I don't think this is going long, but I just chose the 4.5 to be safe. But Zhang does get hit a lot, is all I'm going to say. I watched a few fights. She gets hit. Moving on, we got the main event. We got Aljo, the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean. Simply put, this is pretty much a grappler versus striker. Sterling's striking has looked better. He likes to throw those kicks and put on a crazy pace, which sometimes throws people off because they don't think he can strike, and that pace kind of gets to them. But Sean O'Malley definitely has the better hands. And you know what? Sean O'Malley's takedown defense isn't terrible either. Like I watched a couple fights today again. I rewatched that Yan fight, Piotr Yan there, sorry. And Yan didn't get all those takedowns super easy. He was resisting them. He did show some good takedown defense, or better than I thought he would show for sure. He got up pretty quick. And he stung Piotr Yan a few times as well. So I mean, I feel like this is a slam dunk Sterling win. He should win. He should shoot. He should take him down. He should finish him on the ground. But the UFC doesn't like Sterling. Trust me, they don't. Sterling's made it quite clear numerous times he was pushed into this fight. He didn't want to take it so quickly. He's been active, so why are they forcing him to fight? He's been active. They want Sean O'Malley to win this fight. I'm telling you, they want O'Malley to win this fight. Now, that's not enough to win him the fight. But I could see a world where potentially, like, call me crazy, but potentially O'Malley stings him and they just fucking stop it quickly because they want O'Malley to win. I don't think he's going to sleep Sterling. I don't think he's going to sleep him. But possibly he stings him and they stop it prematurely and the world goes crazy and Sterling's out of the picture. That would make the UFC happy. But I still have to back Sterling here. He's been very good. I've been a Sterling hater from those Piotr Yan fights because I was a big Piotr fan. But Sterling is proven to be legit, and he should be able to get the takedown. He should be able to take his backpack him, whatever you want to call it, the body triangle and rear naked choke. It should be a Sterling victory. But I'm gonna be playing the under 4.5 because it's the same odds as a Sterling victory. Because if O'Malley wins, he's not winning by decision. So I'm gonna say that there's gonna be a finish, and I like that better. It covers both sides. So I got the under 4.5. What do you think?
I think the grappling edge is so large in this fight, and I know that Sean's not got the greatest takedown nor the worst takedown defense, but he can be taken down. And Sterling's got sneaky takedowns, and he took down a much better wrestler in his last fight. Not to mention all the other guys before. Forget about all the other guys. I'm just talking about Henry Cejudo, a guy that was sporting like 95% takedown defense, Olympic wrestler, Olympic gold medalist wrestler. Like, the guy had the accolades of a champ, but Sterling took him down time and time and again. He got 3 or 4 takedowns, looked very good. To be honest with you, I don't understand how that was a split decision. I thought that was an easy Sterling win the whole time.
Because they don't like Sterling.
And I was on Triple C all day. I had a unit bet on Triple C. I mean, I had a good night that night because Bilal won and for us and all that stuff. But I had a unit on Triple C, and even when they read it, I was like, whoa, I have a shot at this. Like, you know what I mean? So anyway, Sterling, I don't know what to think if he's going to finish him or not, but plus 110 is not enough for me. So minus 130 for a submission or a decision. I don't see him TKOing him. And yeah, I mean, that's it. I don't know. Sean can knock him out, but I don't see him getting knocked out. Marlon Moraes is the only guy to knock him out. That was with a knee. And like I said in our breakdown, like, when's the last time Sean finished someone? It's been a while. I know he's got good striking. I'm not discounting his skills. He's got good striking, but I don't see it. I think it's just been pushed upon him. Sterling is my lock. I'm going to play Sterling with Weili and Garry because I think all three of them are the rightful favorites in those fights, and I feel confident in those three. I'm going to play a little bit more, but those are
my big ticket is those 3 fights as well. I just prefer the doesn't go Ian Garry because the value is literally the same or better, and it covers all the sides. Because if O'Malley wins, it's a knockout. If Amanda wins, it's a knockout. So I really like that ticket personally. That's mine. I'm not going crazy on this card anyways because I don't love the value. I like the card. Like as a whole, it's pretty good. I'm excited for Saturday night. But oh, did I cut out there?
no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. As a whole, I do like the card. It's pretty good, but I don't love the value. So my bets aren't going to be crazy this week. But I'll post a couple tickets in a minute. If you have any strong agreements or disagreements with us, drop us a comment. Let us know your most confident picks or any bets or props that you guys have found. We'll put up our chart in a minute. Hopefully we smash it Saturday night. Any last words, A-Train?
No, I mean, have a good night, guys, and smash those bets on Saturday. Leave a comment on there for if you like anything on the video, and I'll play your ticket for you.
Peace, guys.